What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video, part 5 or 6, I'm pretty sure, I already forgot, of RDA, of course. Um, as you can already tell, major upgrades to the deck, and I will get to that in a second, but I already had a video pre-recorded, but I figured I'd redo it because I went to locals today, and I reconstructed the list, so it wouldn't have made sense for me to upload the last list I uploaded, even though I made changes. But if you guys want to see the last list I played before this one, just let me know in the comments and I'll probably upload that as well. But I played a 40 card main deck today, and I'll explain text and side deck options in a bit. But honestly, I think this is it mainly. So let's get into all the starters. Pot of Prosperity, I only got one, but honestly it doesn't come up too much, so it's fine. 2 copies of Stone Sweeper still. 3 copies of Resonator Call, 2 copies of Crimson Gaia, 3 copies of Soul Resonator, 3 copies of Bone Archfiend, 4th Bone Archfiend, this does other things, 3 more copies of Bone Archfiend, this also can do other things. Shout out to that one comment suggester who suggested me to play these. I've been playing these a lot, and they come up a lot. Void Apocalypse, so pretty good suggestion. So this is pretty much all my starters. Literally, Bone by itself can do things. It doesn't do a whole lot unless you open, Vision to extend, but the rest come up a lot. And it's 18 starters in a 40-card deck, by the way. Now for the non-engine I'm playing 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Ogre, 2 Ghost Mourner, and the Ghost Bell. I'm going to be getting nibs soon, hopefully, so these might be coming out, but I am liking Ghost Ogre against Runic, because, Runic popped the field spell. GG, you're golden. So, might cut the Mourners, maybe, but I want to get more Ghost Spells, because they're pretty good, and I'm back to main deck in the Ash. And that's 12 hand traps in a 40-card deck. Now, usually you'd brick with 12 hand traps, but I decided to play the 12 hand traps because, Snake Eyes, you need a lot of hand traps. I'm still playing 3 Crimson. Honestly, the third one's just a placeholder. I'm probably going to only play 2. I see people playing 1 Crimson, but the Crimson Bone line is just too good not to have access to. 2 Vision, and the 1 Synchron. Of course, it's basic Resonator lineup. Then we, of course, have the Catalyzer to play through Nib, Obsessive UV Loop, and then the Traps, Fiendish Golem, and Red Zone. Now, I will explain some of the stuff I cut in a second. So, moving on to the extra deck. 3 Red Rising Dragon, of course. 1 Scarred, and 2 RDA. People play the opposite, but you gotta play it like this if you're gonna play with like this. 1 Scarlight, best card in the extra deck. I've seen some, test theories with this card. Best out to Snake Eyes boards. If you go Scarlight, they're just cooked unless they negate this, but there are, combos I will explain with this card probably in another vid if you guys want to see that. Then the 1 Q-Belt, the 1 Void Ogre, 2 Abyss, 1 Bane, 1 Supernova, 1 Dispatter, and we're playing the Baron de Fleur. I cut the second Scarred for the Baron because turn 3 or, games, you're not always synchro locked if they imperm the soul, so you can end on a Baron de Fleur. And it helps pop floodgates, annoying text. So thought I'd try out the Baron over the second Scarred. Going on to my side deck, Called By. I'm siding it because it doesn't always come up during turn 1. Going first in game 2, you'd probably side this in, but it doesn't come up too much. And then of course the triple Evenleys. I don't know if I'm gonna play this or play something else over it. Double Cosmics. I'm playing an interesting card, Silent Grave. This turns off the graveyard pretty much against the grave decks. Thought it would be worth trying out, and it actually came up today. Double Royal Decree. This is just for the trap stun decks mainly. That's why I put this in against things like Labyrinth and stuff, because at our locals we have Labyrinth players now and the stun decks, so I thought I'd try siding this for next time. 3 Bestial Baldric. Normally people would play Druisworm and Magnemite, but Honestly, Baldric's coming up so much for my locals because they extra decks a lot. And Skullmeister is another hand trap in the side. I had an extra slot, so I just put this in. Searchable off souls, putting it in. Going first or second, game 2 or 3. The boys in the side deck. We have to play this to play through Shifter, if you guys know the Shifter combo. So if we verse Fluanderies or any Shifter decks, we're putting him back in. We're siding him in. But he doesn't come up at all in the main deck, so I thought I'd side him out. But that's pretty much it for the list. But like for siding out with like this deck, you mainly like just side out like you're going first cards that you like don't need to see too much. So like the Crimson, the Golem, maybe like a starter, like a Resonator Call or like the Pot of Prosperity. Because going second, you draw the 6 cards, so you don't always need it. I sided out so many times, like 8 cards, which was crazy. And like maybe you'd like side out like the Ghost Ogres for like Bestials. And the rest I feel like is kind of mandatory to keep in the main deck for playing against. And Gaia, I'm only playing it at 2. I know I said so many times I might play it at 3 and get a third copy, but it doesn't do a whole lot by itself. Like, sure, it can search Soul Resonator, but once you get, if like, let's say you go Gaia search Soul and get drolled, unless you have a way to stop the droll, you can't play through it. So I think 2 Gaia is reasonable. So like, we can like side these out and like side in like the tech cards or something, or like whatever we need to side in. Typically, I'd side out like these 3 and put in 2 Baldric with the Skullmeister in the main if I'm siding out, but it doesn't always come up. But yeah, that's my list currently. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all next week, or potentially during, like, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna post for next week, or if I'm gonna do a deck update. But if you guys wanna see anything or have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.